In the past 2 years, less than 1% of people with arrest warrants for domestic violence have been arrested. This is according to a parliamentary reply to a written question. Out of nearly 225,000 warrants pending, just over 1,600 arrests have been effected nationally. The police ministry says this figure is just a representation of arrests of those who have violated protection orders.
According to a 2016 Stats SA report, 1 in 5 women in South Africa have experienced violence at the hands of a partner. One legal recourse an abused woman has is to lay a charge of domestic violence. According to the Domestic Violence Act, an arrest warrant is issued. A protection order is then issued which suspends the arrest warrant unless that order is violated. But these figures paint a picture of high vulnerability of women being subjected to domestic abuse without the adequate follow-up protection from the SABC. In Gauteng alone, nearly 63,000 warrants have been issued, with only 222 executed. The overall picture is that less than 1% of people who have committed any form of violence against women are arrested. According to the police ministry, the 1,624 arrests are only for protection orders that have been violated. Once a protection order is violated, the suspension of the arrest warrant is lifted.
Of that number, that's what will be there, then there will be a protection order. Now the protection order, then there's a suspension of the arrest. Now those who then violate the protection order will then be the ones that will fall on that particular number you're talking about.
The DA's Shadow Minister for Police, Zach Mbele, however, says it's highly unlikely that these are the numbers of violations that have happened.
We've heard from many complaints that come to us about members of the public who've had a protection order taken out. They get either intimidated, threatened, or abused again, and they call the police, and the police do not arrest the person who is the perpetrator.
A social worker at a shelter for abused women in Cape Town shares Mbele's sentiments.
I can say, people coming out of an abusive relationship and then you find that the system is also not hearing you, not giving you a voice, not giving you protection. So it gets very, very harrowing for them.
Frederick says in her community, the shelter has started forming partnerships with the local police on this very issue. Mbele agrees that far too often SAPS members are not educated or adequately trained on how to enforce the DVA. Abra Barbia, SABC News, Parliament.